As usual, people have been laughing at me, calling me a lunatic, not sensible, not practical for looking after cats and spending money of them. Right now, I have no choice but to, because there aren't people who can help me with the funds uh, coming up to help me, except for my former boss, who will contribute to this paying of Cuddly. And Cuddly will be taken to the vet after Saraswati Puja and Valentine's Day. Before that, I need to settle a few things, work on a few things. That's why I was feeling very guilty, because cats go missing, cats fall sick, they fall ill, new cats come. And again, the cat haters always make life miserable for me and the cats. So, I mean, there's caregiving stress too. Not that I don't love the cats, but I'm a novice at this and I'm learning every day and I'm making mistakes. That's why I asked someone that how do vets cope with cats dying, falling ill? Now, this answer was given to me by a vets group in a country out of India. I was told that vets are human. I understand that they are professionals, but it affects them when animals die. They are taught to remain professional in front of the pet parents, but when they are together, when pet parents don't see them, they cry together, they comfort one another. Suppressing feelings is discouraged. If you have feelings, talk, share, cry. Vets or not vets, it's perfectly normal to feel sad when animals die or go missing. And when I asked Mashi, she said yes, we do feel sad, because Mashi has some nurse training, and nurses do cry, and that's okay. They need to carry on with their work, but they do cry, and that's fine. Mashi has some nurse training and worked in a hospital, in many hospitals. Her husband was a nurse too. So that gave me a lot of relief, because there's one thing I hear: people treat me cruelly, or they say, okay, you went through abuse in childhood, or you're too sensitive that you're reacting, even if it's shocking abuse for a long time. Oh, you're too sensitive. And sometimes these parents have made the same mistakes I went through with their children. I don't have children. Anyway, I'm not saying being a parent is easy. So, you want to shed off your guilt and shame me, just go ahead. Or this toxic person made your life miserable. Oh, you deserved it. Or you are overreacting. You're too sensitive. We need to normalize men crying. But society often doesn't allow that. And I bought this book, Where Did Casey Go? Because I just couldn't cope with this. And I would encourage you to read it. It's a nice book, it's a good book. Though a certain option in this book about what to do with a terminally ill pet may be debatable. Nevertheless, it gave me comfort. I ordered this, and I also Googled about how to cope with caregiving stress, and I've joined a pet support group or a cat feeders support group. So let me see what they say. Having said that, I know that there's a lot of trolling online too. So I need to be prepared for that. So yes, so please do not suppress your feelings. And that goes for the same for humans. I had a friend, and her daughter's class teacher had died when COVID was going on. She was COVID positive. All the other parents were soothing their children, hugging them, allowing them to talk, and she said that it's immoral or it makes her feel uncomfortable. And she thought that it was vulgar and indecent and inappropriate that a daughter and mother should share a loving conversation where the daughter cries and her mother hugs her. She said that, "Oh, I hope my daughter doesn't cry." And I said, if I had a daughter, I would allow her to cry if she wanted to. I would allow her to voice her thoughts and feelings. I would hug her, comfort her. Most kids want to hug. Unless the child doesn't want to hug, I would hug the child. Allow her to cry, normalize expressing her feelings and emotions, and no wonder that friend thought I was a very vulgar, indecent, obscene, and cheap woman. And she was very academic, and I was the cheapest of the cheap. So yeah, she's not my friend anymore, and I don't want to meet her again in my lifetime. This went on countless times. I suggest that society doesn't order suppressing of feelings. Her daughter controlled her tears, though they were getting watery, eyes were getting watery, and she behaved normal. Then I said, she's either hurting inside or crying where you can't see her, because maybe she's very scared that you'll react out of disgust if she cries, or slap her, because she slaps her daughters for very ridiculous things. She should be slapped instead, honestly. Because she'll think it's obscene, and that really triggers me, because in my childhood I was surrounded with blood relations like this. Obscenity! And then came what obscenity and vulgarity and depravity, vulgarity, depravity, vulgarity, depravity, and I am pious. Anyway, and when she wants to show affection, she runs about with cakes or sends her chauffeur with cakes to people's houses who are least interested in having the cakes, and tells her, the gifts you sent made me feel very uncomfortable. And she tried to send me cakes too. There are cakes which I refused. I told her she had diabetes, and then I had diabetes, and then she said that I was mentally torturing her and I was hurting her. I was getting tired of this. I was getting absolutely tired of this. So she can start a cake shop where she can write how pious she is, and slogans like "You better not express your emotions." Da, 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 da. Wow. I know I when I say that. But anyway, again, where did Casey go? This book helped me.